So we're here with Mark Bagher at the Oriental Rugs store here in Cherry Creek. We have a few questions about him, and I'm just going to start off and ask you to tell a little bit about how you got into this business and the beginning of your company, if you don't mind.
Sure, not at all. You know, my father was in this business in Iran, and I used to go to work for him when I was at high school. Then I got a degree in Iran at college. Then after that, I moved to Canada, went to University of Regina in Saskatchewan, and got a BA honors degree. Then I moved to McGill, did a master degree from McGill. And after that, at the time I got the master degree, it was a war in Iran and it was a revolution. I didn't want to go back. Therefore, I came to the States, and the only thing I knew was Oriental Rugs. I tried to get a job, but you know, it was just not the right time, I guess. It was the 1980s, the economy wasn't good, and there was a war and this and that. Anyway, then I started buying and selling rugs, antique rugs here in the States, and used to send them to auction houses back east and or California, Los Angeles, different auction houses. And then the economy get better, the relationship with Iran got better. Then I started importing rugs from Iran, and I had a warehouse in Santa Barbara, and I used to distribute rugs from California all the way to Chicago. That was my territory. I used to import rugs and distribute them. And it came Reagan time, and they put a ban on importing rugs from Persia.
Oh, Ronald Reagan's
Ronald
presidency.
Reagan, yes. Then I closed the shop at that time in Santa Barbara, sold the inventory, and then during my trips all over the country, I liked the weather and environment in Colorado better than anywhere else. It's dry, it's nice, not cold in the winter as they say everywhere else. It's a very nice environment, nice weather. Therefore, I moved to Colorado. Moved to Colorado, and I get into, and again, buying rugs, import them from Europe and send them to the auctions and things like that. Then in 1992, and I bought this building and opened the shop, you know, for retail purposes. And I'm here since 1992.
Wow, that's awesome. That's incredible, especially for smaller businesses, and with everything that's been going on. Are there any like specific challenges that come to mind because of the coronavirus stuff?
You know, when I came to this country, I always say that people here are not as active or initiative or inventive as they should be. When I came from Canada, I had $320 in my pocket.
Wow.
And
holy smokes.
And the guy at the border, the immigration officer said, "How much do you have?" I said, $320. I said, "What do you want to do with that?" I said, "I don't know." It's a country, and I'm going to go work. I came here, I started working at the Jack in the Box.
Okay.
As a cook.
Okay.
$2.10 an hour.
Holy smokes.
Wow.
Okay.
I'll never forget that. $2.10 an hour. And the manager, the owner came to me and said, "Do you want to work here? Do you want to be a manager?" I said, "No, I don't want to be a manager at Jack in the Box. I want to work for myself."
Mm-hmm.
And I used to work from 12 to 10 o'clock at night. I was a cook. And then goes in the morning looking for rugs and things like that, other things, you know.
So it was more of a side, the rugs were more of a bit of a side hustle at that point?
At that point, yes, it was. Because I had to make enough secure money to be able to rent a place and stay.
Sure.
You know, but, you know, I never gave up. I just knew that hard work will pay, you know, just...
Yeah, that's an incredible story.
You are an inspiration, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's very inspirational.
I think Corona definitely affected a lot of businesses. Definitely a lot of business. Corona has affected them. You know, if I wasn't here for as long as I have been here, and if I didn't own the building, I definitely would be closed by now.
Oh, really?
You know,
So
yes.
just because you're not paying rent
I'm
is
not
probably
paying
the
rent.
only reason.
The only reason that I'm still here, yes. You know,
Wow.
and I do other things, as you see. I do appraisal. I do other businesses like an appraisal, which hasn't been down as much as the other business. That's the right businesses, you know. And you know, if you're in a tough time, I guess you learn to adapt. And I adapted myself. I adapted, you know, every day is not going to be rosy. There's going to be hard times that you have to. I always say that you're riding a bike. It's
Sure.
very nice. Sometimes when you get a flat tire, you have to carry the bike.
That's a great analogy.
I love it.
That's a great
Yeah.
analogy. Do you have any thoughts, or did you use the PPP, the loan program
I use
for
the
the small
PPP.
business?
I have not received anything at all yet. You know, I guess it's because I'm a sole owner, sole property owners, sole owner. I haven't received anything. They approved about $100,000 from SBA for 3.75 interest rate. I thought the interest is 1%, but they said, oh, if you approve, we offer you this for 3.75% interest. You know, and I don't think I need that much money now for 3.5%. You know,
Doesn't make sense.
doesn't make
that
sense for me.
interest rate.
Economically, doesn't make sense. If I desperately needed that, I would take it. You know. I think other businesses that are more desperate, especially restaurants, that they have to enjoy that money because they are desperate. They hire a lot more people than I do, and there's a lot of people in the streets that are servers and things like that, cooks and things like that.
Affects
They're
a lot more
unemployed,
people.
and then I rather them have it, and I'm not that desperate for the money. That's what I'm telling you. That's
Sure.
what I'm trying to
Well,
say.
I have to commend you. We were listening to a podcast earlier today and found out that how many hedge funds was it?
600.
600 hedge funds got loans from the small business program, and they make more money when there's volatility in the markets, so they're already doing well. And then a lot of that dried up, and not everybody got it. So I have to commend you for. Not just taking the money just because it was there, actually thinking, do I actually need this? Because I think there's a lot of folks that just were like, oh, money.
Let's take it.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it's an axiom of greed, I guess, you know. It's there, why not? Why shouldn't I get it?
Well, no, I agree with you.
I mean, I believe when we get the money, we have to return it somehow.
Right.
You know, just sometimes it's much harder when you give it than you receive it.
Right.
Receiving it, oh, let me have it. But when you want to give it, oh, no. That's right.
Exactly.
Sure. Okay, well, so the final question I have for you, have you heard about Bitcoin at all? Are you familiar at all?
No,
with
I have
crypto?
never heard about that Bitcoin. I have a philosophy against Bitcoins.
Okay.
You know, personally, in my personal opinion, even in the stock market, you know, a lot of people, you know, at the time that I used to buy a rug for $15,000, I never forget that. The Microsoft came out, and the stock was selling in for 5 cents, 10 cents, 20 cents. No, buy this, you know. I said, no, I don't know anything about the stock market. I buy, this is my stock market, you know. I buy this one, I touch it, I feel it, I have it, you know. That's why it's my method. Well, I still have that $15,000, and if I then had $15,000 worth of Microsoft, I wouldn't. My grandkid wouldn't have to work.
Right.
You know?
Sure.
But you know, I personally rather feel something that I have in my hand or have in my pocket than something that I'm an old school. You know, old school. I see a lot of my friends deal with in coin bits. You know, they're very nice, very good. I mean, I have a friend that invests in Bitcoins, and she's made a lot of money off her Bitcoins, a lot more than anything else she's done in her life. But I'm an old school, you know. I just live to have. I like to have something that I can touch. I
Yeah,
can
a
feel.
physical,
I can see.
physical
I can
asset.
see it. I can put it in my pocket. So, oh, this is my money.
Right, right.